Let's get start demo first of Firebase Rules in .NET Blazor WebAssembly. So here my application got running. It is a Blazor WebAssembly project, and we are using Firebase DB with using Firebase Auth as well. So I just logged in with here just logged in as a user. So if it is a user, so they don't have as a permission and they don't have anything of do of that related to admin things. So this is that questions list which is we have and questions, all the questions, and only admin can actually which have that admin roles, those user can do only just edit and add and delete as well. So if I try to add it now, see, once you try to add it as a user role, so we are getting this unauthentication, unauthorized actually message, right? So that is we have to implement here. We will show you how we can set these kind of rules so that nobody can playing with our DB like our Firebase DB. So if we have set the rules, so only those rules can, only those user can access and get the data, right? So let me show you as a just log out these things and log in with admin user. So if I admin user, so only admin user can do that admin things. So let me logged in as a gmail.com, and what is my password? My password is this, and then sign in. So once you sign in, now this time if I go to that question list, now I'm able to see that question because this is a just for read questions for any user. So once I click edit, now see I'm getting that data, right? That means that user, whatever admin user, they are able to edit and all update as everything, right? So let me cancel it, and same things if I click that add, so user can add also, there's a no issue. If I type, just let me show you one add a new example. For example, new test via admin user and questions like A, B, and just add C and just D, and answer is this guy. So once we add, so now this new questions will be added, and if you go to that question back, so this is that new questions we are added. But same things if you try to add that another user which is users or users roles only, so they are not able to do that. So let me show you that one also. So let me log out and logged in again, that user @gmail.com, and what is my secret password? This is my secret password, and sign in. Okay, this I wrongly adding the password, so let me correct it and go to logged in. Now see I'm logged in with this user, right? And once you go to that question, because this questions for everyone, right? So same things what I will do, simple, if I just click edit, so now I am able to see that edit, because this is the read options, right? We are trying to get the data. So once you get the data, if I try to update, so you are not able to get that. So how we can check it? For example, let me F12, and if it is that F12 and go to that console and clear all that message over here, and once I just update that, see, once I update that, you are able to see this message, right? Because response is a permission denied, you are not able to do that. But yeah, as of now I'm not decorate this guy, but yeah, we can decorate. Okay, if it is any issues, means any permission denied, so we can show that pop-up message or redirect to that place, so that we can do that. And same things we can do for that add also. So like if I go to that add and just try to add new questions as a user role, for example, new questions via user role, and then suppose A, B, C, and D, and then answer is this guy. So once I add, now see again we are getting same result, right? So based on this actually we can prevent our database, like only just particular user or particular role we can get that access, otherwise we are not actually that options, like okay, we are not able to add and update options. So for example I can show you. So this is actually I just set the rules, like for example this is a questions rules we have set. Okay, only admin can that write options, right? And same things on the answer also, only admin can write options. And there is another collection which is the result, where only whatever user, right? So if it is match, so they can read and write options, right? So this kind of rules we will set. I'll show you how we can implement in our in our Blazor web assembly project as well. So before I start implementation, I'm especially recommend, if you first time visit my channel, so go to my channel, which is .NET real world example, and here I already actually covered all that, this Blazor WASM using with Firebase role based authentication, Blazor WASM with create a quiz app, and there's a complete series over there. So just follow those series so that you can aware, okay, how we are building these applications, like it is a complete application, how we can start that quiz, how we can actually complete that quiz and store that DB, and how we can authentication and authorizations using that role base. So everything actually we have just covered this series. So just before I start, just prepare. And one more thing actually, I also covered that rules, right? So there is some rules also I covered, but yeah, I'll just show you in this real world example in this application, so how we can use it over here. So let's just start. So I will take same example which I just using the last time, and I upload in our GitHub link. So this same example I will take in. So let me open this example over here. So this is my code over here. So let me open this app project in a Visual Studio. Now my application got started in a Visual Studio, right? And see, it is just simple WebAssembly project. There's nothing special, only just WebAssembly project, and we just integrate our Firebase DB and Firebase Auth. That's it. And what I will do before implement start, we have to check, okay, what we have existing. So let me try to run it and see in actions. So now my application got running, right? So here also is the same things over here. First, if you new user, so you can just register over here, or if you have already as account, so you can just logged in with this current user. So what I will do, I will just logged in with this admin first, like admin gmail.com, and just pass the password and sign in. So once you sign in, you are able to see the other options as well, like this start quiz and question list and all, right? So this is that admin part. So only admin can have to do that. But yeah, as of now, in the last session, we have just covered only just role-based authentication and authorization. So here, that is the gap, right? So what I will do, I will show you, like for example, I just add a new questions. For example, add new by implementation, right? And that answer is, for example, options is A, B, C, and D. And once I add it, so once I add it, it is successfully added. Now see, this is that new questions I just added. It is completely added, right? Because as of now, if you go back to our Firebase console, so it just open the Firebase console, go to that real-time database, and in this real-time database, if you go to that rules, so as of now there is no rules, right? So this is actually we have to understand, and we can learn, okay, what is the rules and how we can set it, so that particular user only can get those access, right? So now admin and whatever rules, right? Now as of now, see, everybody can read and write, so that's why there is no restriction in this application. So now admin also can add and update and delete, right? Same things if I just logged out and logged in with the user. First actually I want to show you like what exactly issue if I had not set the rules. So then I've just logged in with the users, right? So this user, if I just try to start quiz, that is fine, everything will work. But once you go to over here, so now see, this time actually in the application level we have to set, okay, only this question list, this is the admin part, right? So that's why only admin user can access, but otherwise is not access. But might be, suppose for example, if I just go back over here and go to that page, where is my page? Go to that page, go to that manage, or just question list, right? So question list is admin, right? So in this admin, what I will do, I'll simply set is the user as well, so that the user also can access this page, right? And same things I will do for manage. So go to here and set up the manage. Actually, I will show you for the demonstration perspective, like what is the loopholes over here. If I allow that user, so if I application level, if I allow that user, so they can playing our database, right? So that's why actually I want to show you. So let me just stop it and run it again. So now see, as of now, it is just a user based on that user logged in, right? Because it is keep in a local storage. So once I click that question list, now I'm able to that option, questions and answer list over here. That is fine, but on it's just readability, it is fine. But if there's a problem once I try to add and edit, right? So once I create an add, so let me try to add with user without, without rules, and just answer just question something like okay, A, B, and just D, and just set the add. So now see, it is easily added. There is a no restriction over there, and it is quickly added, and that is a problem actually. So see, this is that questions we have added, right? So that means this is a problem. We have to restrict these things, like okay, if it is only admin user can add and update, right? Otherwise it don't have to add and update. It should we show that some prompt or some message like okay, it is a permission denied, right? Because as of now we are using this application, but could be that whatever our Firebase DB, actually that can be accessible by using our REST API as well. So anybody if get that information like okay, this is that our information, right? And this is that collection, so everybody can playing using that REST API. So that we have to prevent. So that's why we are adding come in the picture the rules. So that rules we have to set. So how we can set it the rules? So first go to that rule section, whatever your real-time database, go to that, and there's another tab over here, that is a rule section, and here we have to set that rules. Okay, so before set the rules, you have to just show whatever that collection we have, right? So now see, we have 3 collection at the result, question and answer. So question answer is just a quiz related things, like suppose there is a many questions and that corresponding answer as well, right? So this is a question answer. So these two things we have only read availability to for all that authentication user, that we have to set it, and only admin can actually write that new questions, right, and new answer. So that we have to set on this rules. But this is a different, like okay, result. So result things also, see, if I just expand it, so result only just particular user, like whatever that current user, right? For I just logged in with the this user, right? So this user we have set okay, this is that child child collection, that particular user ID has a child collection, and we have that question answer. Okay, whatever is code we are getting, we are storing over that over here based on this ID, this informations, right? So that we have to differently set these rules. But yeah, this is that only admin can access. So let me add in the practical so that you can understand. So first, it's a very simple. If only authentication user can access, so what I need to do, it's a read, right? In this read, there's an option actually auth. Now see, once you that press AU, you will get that options, and there are many other options as well, right? So there I will use only just auth over here, and what I will set over here, auth is not equal to null. That means whatever logged in user, you will pass that authentication things, so they will check okay, that whatever auth, it should be not null. Then this you are able to read, these things, right? So this is straightforward, there's no things. Okay, so this is one things we can set that rules like this way. And also if you restrict okay, only admin user can get that or that particular user, right? So suppose user role, right? So if you have a user role, that you can set also over here, for example, and you can set that and as well, like auth, and this auth dot token, and this token has a multiple property, right? So how we can get that token, how we can get okay, so how many token or whatever the things we have available. So what you can do, as of now, if I not close my applications, yeah, I'm not closing my application. So what you can do, just actually F12, and you will get that. See, I'll just store this in my token, over here that is actually authenticated, right? So let me copy this token. Let me copy this token and copy from here and just open as a JWT side, JWT IO side. Actually it is a decoded here token, so this is the side. So here what I will do is encoded over here and it will be decoded. So let me just replace or just over here. So see, once you replace your token, you will get this decoded option. So this is a algorithm over here on that token, and this is that information of that particular token, what we have that in this token. So there is a many things we have, like see, each user is a true, right? Means user role we have in this user, there is no admin user. If he has an admin user, so that admin would be true. Like this way actually this token we have. So that already I covered, like how we can add this is user, is admin thing part. So you can go through my previous previous session, you will get the information. So those are property, right? So whatever that property we have, no, that we can use it over here. So go back to again. So over here, like see, those token we can use it. So as of now we have to specify this guy. So just copy this guy, right, and go back to here and specify over here, and then you can set it. Okay, if user token has that is user, and that is user should be true, right? So if it is true, then only that user which have that is user true, that only they can read that options, right? So like this way actually you can do that, but as of now I don't require this guy, so I will leave it that one. But just for understanding perspective, I am just explaining. So what I need to do for write, now see, read is done, only just authentication if it is not null, so I can show you. And then the write part, because read everybody can read, there's a no issue. But if it is the sensitive data, so that time actually you can just specify the rules, because that sensitive data should be not visible for everyone, right? So that's why I'll show you. And then write, what I can do, again we have to check first. Okay, not equal to null means that only authentication user can able to see. And then add, again we have to stick over here, like only add write, write, update or delete means write actually cover all the things. But yeah, so if only as is, okay, so let me also just make sure whatever this property name, it should be same, it should not be any case sensitive and all. So that also equal to true. So this time write options also you can specify whatever that user. But yeah, as of now I will just adding not user, I will just use that admin role only. So this is that, right? So only admin role can write only these questions, right? That questions. Okay, so one thing I miss it. Okay, so see, this is that complete rules. If you said this is a rules, so this will work for all that collection, whatever your real-time database has a collections, like there's a 3 collection, right? So these rules will work for all that collections. But that is a good practice if you just specify that particular collection. So for example, first I will set it that my collection is questions, like there's a one questions over here. So I will just decorate for as a questions, and this guy, let me wrap it from here. Now see, now questions we have set these 2 rules, right? Similar we have to set another things as well, right? So it's like this way we can set it. So but now as of now we are good over here. So question select collections we have to set, okay, read options and write options. And not only this you can just many rules apply also, like you can just set or as well, like okay, so if it is and this guy and then or some other rules as well, so you can set it over here. So but that is fine as of now, and keep it that guy. And then I will just create it another collection, that is a answer collection, right? So what I can do, so this is that questions, right? And after that questions we just put the comma, and then we have to add that answer. So let me just add answer collections, and this answer collection again we have to wrap over here, and inside again we have to set these rules, like okay, so answer also is a read, right? So this is a read, and same things we have to apply for that write as well. So let me add the write also, admin user only can that write, right? So like this way, this is also done. And then another corrections we have, that is a result, right? So let me just prepare that result as well. Then we have to implement um, in our Blazor WebAssembly code as well. So let me just set first rules. Okay, now result also we can just add it. We have to just differently achieve this over here, because it have actually. Okay, so let me show you that collection. I already show you, but let me show you the code, right? So if you go to that quiz, right? So in this quiz, if you scroll down, you're able to see that result section. So where is my result? So see, this result section, we have the child, right? So in this child, we have every result has a child. Whatever the child, it is just a user ID, right? So whatever that user is, as of now we don't have as a user ID, that we have to change it, right? So we will change it as a user ID, so don't worry about that. But yeah, we have that user ID, and whatever actually we are trying to save it, so I will save it only my user ID, right? So that's why what I will do over here, we have to just use a dollar sign, and see there's a two things like user ID and UUID. So I will that user ID and user ID as per you, but yeah, you can use both. And this is one. Okay, inside this result we have that child node, and whatever the child node, that should be a match over here. So that we have to do. So what I can do, first check, I have to do that readability. So read only not authentication data, not authentication things only can read. But there is another rules we have to set over here, not authentication user, as well as whatever that auth dot UUID. So this is that UID coming from here. So auth UUID, whatever UID, no, this is auth ID actually coming from this auth ID, right? So if you go back again over here, now see, you will see the user ID over here, like whatever user ID, right? So that you can manage over here. And auth ID means whatever that current auth ID, right? This is a token, and it have as a auth ID, like, so that auth ID means that the UUID, for example this guy, right? So this guy, if it is match, so that time if you will get that data, right? So that's why we have to just checking, okay, whatever current auth, like whatever logged in user, right, which we are sending the token, so that token ID should be matched with this UUID, right? So let me just set it over here. That's it, right? So similar, we have to do the write as well, because read and write only that user, whatever that user is not authentication null, and authentication ID should be the whatever ID we are passing, that a child node, right? So like this way we have to set now. So yeah, see, I'm getting that error, right? So what is that error? Already it is saying line number 13 unexpected of the expression, right? So it is saying that line number 13 has an issue. Let me see what is that issue in line number 13. So see, I just specified the double code, but I'm not closing the double code. So this is one issue. And once I publish, now see, again it's saying line number 14 has a again issue. The read rules, right, cannot have the multiples, right? So yeah, see, that is the right things, good things. So read should not be a multiple, it should be a write, right? So let me just change it to write and just publish. So this is a good part actually, that's why I'm not closing. And also see, again another issue, line number 18, EOF has an issue, means end of the day of the issue, means it is not properly closed. So see, that issue is over here, like see, it is starting that double quote but not closing over here. So let me closing over here and publish it. So now this is published. Now see, again we are getting at a variable is true, line number is a issue. So line, where is the line number E? So here see, I just put it as a true, right? So, but true spelling is wrong, so that's why it is complaining. So once I add a true and just publish, now see, now this time is a true with this double code. And here line number 9, so this line number 9 also is a, now see, this one is fixed, but here is the problem. So again, slide number 9. Now see, once you see, this is a nice thing actually, also got that validation. So if you just trying to adding some rules, if you get that no, any issues and all, it will prompt and it will say, okay, just try to fix it. And once it's published, now see, published successfully, and now our rules got added. And also there's options, you can just test it. Okay, now it is working or not. So for example, it is working or not. Now see, this time authentication is false, and I'm trying to get this, questions, right? So let me add that questions and run it. So once you run it, now see, it is saying exact the place where actually it is failing. So now see, it is failing. Okay, authentication is not equal to null. That means here is failing. Also you will get that complete information over here as well, where actually you are getting the data issue. So if you authenticate it and try to run, now you are getting that result, right? Similar, you can just check it all that place. It is actually testing perspective. It is from provide over here. So now see, this is fine for adding the rules. So this is actually we have to learn it, like how we can add that rules and how many rules are we have set it over here. So based on this, your data security, you can set it over here. So once you're done, now go back to your application, and here first of all, go to that quiz list, right? So here that quiz list, now see where is our call. So now see our calling over here, and this is just returning getting the data, right? So if it is this time, actually I'm not passing any auth token. So now what I will do, this Firebase client, actually we have to passing that auth token. So based on that auth token, so let me stop that. And once I add the rules, and now I will show you, like if it is simply we are not passing the token, what will happen, right? So let me run it. And also if it is admin user, but see, this is that okay, so this is normal user, right? So if it is start that quiz, now see that option is not available, means it is not getting there. So if you F12 and go to that network tab, and just okay, this is a start quiz, click on that here. Now see, I'm getting that 401 on that particular over here, right? See, this is that particular call. This is the REST API call, internally actually calling, and this calling whatever that question collections, we are getting 401. Why? Because we are not passing any auth token in this inside this header. So where you can see, you will see the header or as a URL, actually you can get it, because we have to passing as a auth token, as a auth token in this user ID over here, right? So what I will do, simply log out, close it, and now we have to add actually that auth token, right? So let me add that auth token. So for that auth token, there's a many way actually. So what you can do, you can just create a separate class, right? Separate class, and you can just assign to the returning back to Firebase client and assign to that Firebase client over here, right? This is a one way. And the another way is actually we are using over here directly. We can just create a Firebase client over here. For example, this is a Firebase client, and in this Firebase client we will just create a Firebase client, and here we will just pass our URL. What is our database URL? So go back to over here, go back to database, right? So this is my URL, copy this URL, go back to over here, pass it to this URL. So this is one thing, Firebase client, right? Now next things what we have to do, that we have to just use another parameter. There's a two parameter. Now see, there's a Firebase option. So let me use that Firebase options, and in this Firebase option I have to just configured over here as a token. So what is that property? For that I have to use that auth token as a async method, and in this async method we have to just create async method where I can get the token. So where I can get the token, I can get the token from so I can get the token for that Firebase auth. So which is, you can see in the program.cs file, I already just use this Firebase auth client, right? So whatever token we have as of now, we can get it from here. And also we have that token actually, the another things actually we are get the token inside the local storage, because we have just storing actually I'll show you that so that you can understand. If you go to over here custom authentication provider, so you can see I just storing the token inside this local storage. So like this way actually also we are getting, right? So there is a many way you can do that. So I think this is the best way. So because we are storing from here, so I can get it from here as well. So what I will do now, go back to our yeah, that component, and here what I will do, you can just create a common class where you can get the token, right? And or you can just use it over here as well. So what I will do, I will just use over here directly. For example, I just create a private functions over here to return a get token, and here I will just call that local storage token. So this is my local storage token, and just we have to inject it in a local storage service over here. So what I will do, I have to just inject it the local storage, which I already explaining in last time, means last session. So let me inject it that, so like this way. And also we have to bring back that local storage namespace and go to send it to our that global place, so that I don't need to record again and again. And now we are good. Now see, local storage we are getting that result, and in this result we have to return back to our token, right? So how we can just simply return return result, right? Result, yeah, this is that result, and in this result dot id token, right? So this is that id token. Simply we just create a function and returning that whatever the token, we have to returning back to the token. And this function we have to use over here. Where is my token? Yeah, here we have to just use a lambda expression and just pass it to the token, and that's it. Now see, whatever token we have to just assign to is in our auth token async factory. That's it, and close it. Like this way we have to just passing our token inside this Firebase auth client, Firebase client. And once you assigning over here, so rest of the call will be same, right? So that's why I'm saying, like, okay, this is just I'm using over here directly, but yeah, we can create a clean approach. Like we can use another as a common class, and we can just define our Firebase client, and that we can inject it over here directly, and we can use it instead of again and again declaration over here, right? So same things we will do for all over the place. We are calling that Firebase client over in this class. So here, yeah, we much place over here, only just one place, right? So that we have added over here. And then what I have to do, that I have to do one more things over here, right? So as of now we are good, right? Yeah, so because this is a read options, right? So if it is read options, if that user has a read permissions, so user can visible. If it is not, so it should not be a visible, right? And one more thing actually I want to over here. So if it is error, right? So is there any error and all, so that we can just over here, means we can add it over here, right? So that we have to just mechanism over here. So for example, we have to store on one message over there. Like for example, we can just store the error message. Let me add a error message, and in this error message we have to just set, once I try to load the data. So where is my load data? Here my load data. By default it will be empty, but once I get any exception and all, we have to set that error inside whatever that message and all, right? So we have to set it over here like that, right? So once you get that message over here, we can show as well over here. For example, it's else part, right? So if it is else part, so before else part we can just show, okay, is loading this guy and count is this guy, and there is a else part, right? So one more parts actually I want to show you. Like if it is error, also we have as a error, so I can show instead of that that questions, I will show that some result over here, right? So that we have to edit. And there is a one that result options we have to just decorate over here, right? Means that result class, right? So where is my result class? So that we have to edit in this inside over here, or we can just edit for go to that component, or just globally also you can just edit. So let me add that globally. So where is my globally? Yeah, inside the CS file, go to that app.cs file and you can just add it over here. That's it, right? Save it, go back, and now we are good to go and run this application and see in actions. Now if I using okay, so this is a read options, right? So everybody can read. So as per the rules, everybody can read. So let me logged in with this user at the rate gmail.com and kkp and what is my password. So once I sign in, definitely I will get that result over here. Now see, I'm getting the result, right? So now let me change some rules and see how is working on the rules, right? So now see, as of now, whatever actually logged in, I'm logged in the user, right? Means this token, right? This token as a is user role is available. So let me prevent over here. For example, go back to here and set that rules only admin can access, right? So let me just copy this guy and here just paste it, right? Means read also questions read also will be have only admin can access, right? So let me publish, okay, and go back and just logged out that, okay, log out because whatever current logged in mechanism it is not working, so that's why I just logged in again, user at the rate gmail.com and then set that this guy and sign in. So rest of things is fine, but once you go to that question list, now see, I am getting some error. What is that error? If you go back to here, go to that console, now see, I am getting that 401, right? And here and actually that is fine 401, but it should not be throw the exception, so that we have to handle. So go back to again that question over here and here actually I missed that. Okay, so see, question list could be a nullable, right? So that we have to just set it over here and go back to here and stop that running this application because this question list is a nullable, so that's why it's actually throw the exception. So click on that question list. Now once I click that question list, now see, you are able to see this nice message. It is saying okay, you are not authorized because you are getting this 401. And now once I logged out and logged in with this current user means admin user, so let me admin at the rate gmail.com, right? gmail.com and what is my password? This is my password and sign in. Once I sign in, it is logged in, and once you go to that question list, now see, because admin has that permission, that's why I'm getting that result. But if does not have that permission, admin role is not does not have any other user, so this time that that things will be visible. So like that actually we can implement. So let me move it for other parts, like for example add and edit also we have to restrict, like okay, only admin user or that only admin user can do that, right? So what I can do, simply close that, and for that go to that component. It is actually manage question component, right? So here again we have to say same things, right? So go to down over here, where is the call? Okay, so see, this is that call, and in this call what I will do, same things again, just copy whatever we have done last time. So just copy, we have to just create a Firebase client. Okay, let me bring back this one so that you can see easily. Okay, and also this token we can get it from there. For example, yeah, for example here, copy this token method, copy, go back and just create a token over here. That's it. And also local storage part which we have to declare over here. So there, yeah, that's why I'm suggesting just keep it another service which we can just manage all that local storage and that Firebase client and all, so that instead of again and again declaration, we can avoid that. Okay, so now see, this is also fine. This load question by ID, only authentication user be passing that ID, so it will check okay, authentication user can get that question and answer along with there's another options that remove is fine. Okay, so final submission also, the final submission also we have to pass that token, right? So let me just copy this code and just paste it. This is for this understanding perspective, so that is fine, and save it, right? And that is fine. And once it's done, right, so similar things also we can just maintain, right? So for example, if it is any error, right, for while in this try catch, like we are getting any error, authentication error, we can set is that message over here, and we can just stick over this form, okay, you are not authorized and all, right? So we are not doing that, but yeah, you can just set it over here as like we have done for here, right? So we have just setting that error, we have set that error, and we have to show that message, okay, so that user friendly, okay, user not getting any options and all, right? So let me just, okay, let me just do that so that you can just understand well. So what I will do, okay, so this is the manage questions over here, and inside that, so let me just put it over here on the top here, okay, and in this here just put in this if condition, okay. So if it is this if condition, if it is error message, else part, we can set this guy to over here. So that's it, right? And similar we can do for we can assign that that y. So go to that question list, copy that message, error message. So where is that error message? Yeah, this is that error message. Copy that, go back to declare over here. So this is the declaration, and after that we have to set over here, go back, just declare over here like this, and yeah, like this, and then we have to set error message inside this over here. That's it, in the exception. That's it, right? Similar we can set it for here as well, set this over here, right? And also we can set for the same things like this way on the starting. Where is that guy? Yeah, from here. That's it, right? So any while getting and saving is any error and all, so definitely we'll get that over here, or we can show that. So like this way we can set it over here, save it, right? And also we have to missing that, so at the rate, using the at the rate. Okay, so see, this is that one that manage in a question list and manage question, it is fine. And same things we have to do for that quiz. Now go to that quiz, and here, yeah, so now see, this quiz also we are calling this Firebase client. So before starting this Firebase client, we have to set it over here, right? Because so that authentication user can only attempt that quiz. So that's why what I can do, again same things we have to do that. So let me just copy paste over here inside this try, right? And this token method also we have to generate it, the token method. So copy that token method over here and get it from there, right? So let me copy the token method. Where is my token method? I don't want to write actually code again and again, so that's why I just copy paste over here. So where is my token method? So go to the token method, go to the definition. Yeah, this is token method. Copy this guy, go back, and just simply paste it over here. That's it. This is one. And also, yeah, that local storage thing, so we have to inject it, that local storage. Copy this guy and just above in this over here. That's it, right? And this is done. And then we have to decorate over here also, like is loading is fine, there is no issue. But yeah, after is loading, we have to set over here like that message, right? So if it is that message, that error message, if it's happening, right, so that we can, okay, so this is loading, this is counting, and after that is any error, so we can set it, okay. So if it is any error, yeah, so an error message, so that error message would be show it over here instead of that result, right? So let me just define that error message as well. So where is that error message? So let me define over here. This is one, and then another part is that define on this load message. So here is my load message here. That is also done, and we have to just capture that error message over here inside this here. That is also done. And one more things actually we have to do that, like answers. Now see, is answer we have to do same things, right? Because we have to pass in this answer as a token, right? So yeah, I already done, I guess. Yeah, so yeah, I already done, but yeah, by mistakenly I have to yeah, this is questions, right? So yeah, I have to add it over here, but yeah, that is I added already here, right? But yeah, that's fine. Let me copy that, because every client call we have to edit, so that is fine. And also we have to capture over here, same thing I have to capture for error message over here as well, right? And yeah, that's all. So now we are good to go, and we can show that message over here, and we can here. So before that, what I will do, I will just remove this guy, because this is just only for that learning or understanding perspective. So I just remove this rules, because we don't require these rules, and just publish it. Okay, now only admin can write options for question and result. And yeah, actually one more thing, actually this UUID. So this UUID actually we are missing, so we have to just adding that UUID over there. So how we can just do that? Go back to over here, go to that answer. Yeah, so this UUID questions ID, it is answer, that is fine. Go to that, yeah, so result one. So result one, actually I just for that understanding purpose we have to add that just hard coded data. But here what I can do, I can simply inject that Firebase Auth client on the top, and we can get that UUID. Or there's another way, you can just storing that UUID from that your local storage, or also you can get it. So that is also fine. But yeah, that is the best way if we have that client. So simply I can just inject it that client, for example this client, Firebase Auth client, and just bring that namespace, and moving back to this guy to our import.razor file, globally declarations, go back, and now using this client we can get user ID, and we are pass it to our child node, right? So how we can do that? Simply just remove this guy, and this guy dot user ID, user dot user ID, right? So this way we can just passing as a node like UUID, so that every time we are passing this guy and we can get it. Okay, but yeah, submit result we have to do, also we have to do just passing some token and all, right? So let me just grab the token, use that client, and then pass it over here before calling that. Okay, that's it, right? And now we are good to go, I guess. So let me run it and see in actions. So let me, okay, so it is admin user, that is fine. So if admin user logged in, so you can see the user list, that is fine. If I try to add new questions, okay, so there is some issue. So might be, okay, so let me figuring out what is the issue. If might be I'm missing something. So it is a console. Okay, so might be it is a old token, so that's why it's getting. Okay, so that's means let's log out and logged in, and this admin user, and logged in this user, logged in. And once you go to the quiz list, so once you click add, so now see I'm getting some error. Why this error? So let me check it. So go to that console, and there's a no much things, but yeah, there's a one issue actually. See, there's a reusable component, right? So if you go to that code over here, that manage questions, so one thing actually I missed that over here. See, this is the load questions by ID, but it is always calling on initialize method, right? So that should not be happen actually. It is just once if is new, right? So because see, if it is questions, that means it is new questions, means it is add, and either it is a update, right? So that condition we have to prepare over here, so that they are not calling any db call by default, right? So save it and close it and go to run it. Now see, this time it should not be getting an error, and this time it should be on authorization error. So now see, it is admin login question list, click on that add new, and now see, this time is fine, right? But it is admin user, that means it will work fine. Like let me check it, like okay, admin user question, right? And then A, B, C and D, and just add new questions. So once you add new questions, now see, this is admin users questions. Where is admin user questions? So yeah, I guess this one, admin user questions. So this is that one, and this is fine. And also if you click edit, so edit also is working fine, there's no issue. Like for example, update things and also update, right? And just once you update, it should be working fine, there is no any issue, right? This is perfectly working fine. If you go click edit again, so you will see that update things over there, cancel. And that means for the admin user everything is working fine, right? So now let me logged out and log in with this users, only that users, so user roles. So let me logged in and see, this role should not be access on that part, right? So click on that question list, and now see, read option is fine because we have already set it. Read is only just not authentication null, so that is fine. But here right, we have to use that only admin user can access, right? So go back, and if I just click add, so that is also fine because we nothing have, just loading this form. But yeah, add questions via user roles now, right? And then A, B, C and just D, and just once I add, now see, once I add, now I'm getting this result because I'm not authorized, right? Why I'm not authorized? Because I have to set that rules only admin can do that, right? So that's why this is perfectly working fine. Now go back to again over here. If I try to edit, so in this edit also we will getting that issue. So for example, I want to edit this guy, so once you click this guy, so that is fine. That edit we are getting that because it is a read options, right? So for the read we are getting the data. Once I try to update, so let me click that update, so I'm getting this response. That means it is perfectly working fine. And if it is user, so that user can start that quiz, right? So let me start that quiz. For example, this guy, this is fine, this is guy, this is fine, this is guy, this is fine, this is guy, this is fine. And once you click this guy, and this is also how many questions, okay, so this is should be a last one, okay. So now see, I'm getting that. Actually for that user role, they can able to access to start that quiz, and they are getting the data as well, right? And same things you can check it, like see, this user we are attempt that questions, right? Means quiz. So those data also you are able to see in this here. Like if you go to the database, and you will see that recently so see, this is that new user, and in this new user this is a time. In this time, actually today's date, and in this date they are getting, okay, 3 scores in this particular time, right? So like this way actually you can just secure your database using that Firebase rules, and also you can integrate in our .NET Blazor application. So that we have just covered. But yeah, in upcoming session we will just deploy this complete quiz application using with this Firebase DB and authentication and authorization. We will deploy in our Firebase console, means our deploy in our console Firebase over here. So that also we will deploy this application, so that anybody can create their own applications, right? And they don't have to think about, okay, I have to purchase any server, I have to purchase any database, I have to purchase something else, right? So that I can deploy our application. But it is simply we can deploy our application in our Firebase, which is completely free, till 15 GB is completely free, and user can create their own application and easily he can deploy it. So that we will do in the upcoming session. But yeah, as of now, that's all for this session. Have a nice day, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share.